Title? Yes, sir. It's entitled Swan Song.
The whole thing is preposterous, preposterous. Slinging accusations about like this. Something must be done about it. This fellow Owen, whoever he is.
That's right. Who is he?
Yes, we must go into that very carefully. Now, Rogers, I would suggest you take your wife to bed and then come back here.
Yes, sir. I'll give you a hand.
Will she be all right, Doctor?
Yes, quite all right. Oh, dear.
Well, I don't know about you, sir, but I feel I need another drink.
Yes, I agree.
I'll get that.
Preposterous. That's what it is. Preposterous.
Whiskey for you, Sir Lords. I should like a glass of water, please.
Yes, I'll get it. I'll have a little whiskey too.
She'll be all right. Give it a sedative.
Well then, Doctor, you'll be wanting one of these after all, eh?
No, thank you. I never touch it.
Oh yes, so you said. How about you, General Mackenzie?
Now, Rogers, tell us what you know about this Mr. Owen.
He owns this place, sir.
Yes, I'm quite aware of that fact, but I want you to tell us what you yourself know of him.
I really can't say so. You see, I've never seen him.
What do you mean you've never seen him?
We've only been here just under a week, my wife and I. We're engaged by letter to a registry office, the Regina in Plymouth.
It's a high-class firm. We can check on that.
Have you got this letter?
The letter engaging us, yes, sir.
Well, go on with your story.
Well, we arrived like the letter said on the 4th. Everything was in order, plenty of food and stock. Everything was very nice. Just needed a little dusting and that.
What next?
Well, nothing, sir. That is, we received orders to prepare the rooms for a house guest, 8, and then by yesterday post, I received another letter which said that Mr. and Mrs. Owen might be detained, and if they were, we were to do the best we could. And it gave instructions for dinner and putting the gramophone record on. Here it is, sir.
It is Ritz Hotel, typewritten.
Coronation machine number 5, quite new. No defects, eggs in paper, most common make. We shan't get much out of this. We might try it for fingerprints, but it's been handled too much.
You're quite the little detective.
Ah, got some fancy Christian names, hasn't he? Eulich Norman Owen. Quite a mouthful.
Thank you, Mr. Marston. You have directed my interest into a very succinct point. Let's see, I think it's about time that we all pool our information together. I think everyone should step forward and explain what information they have regarding our unknown host. For all we are all his guests, and it would be profitable if each were to explain how that came about.
Well, there's just something very peculiar about all this. I received a letter with a signature that was not very easily read. It purported to be from a woman whom I had met at a certain summer resort about 2 or 3 years ago. I took the name to be Attwn. No, I'm quite certain that I never met anybody or became friendly with anybody by the name of Owen.
Have you got that letter?
Oh, yes, I do. I will fetch it for you. Oh, I shan't be long.
Miss Claymore.
I never actually met Mrs. Owen. I wanted a holiday post and I applied to a secretarial agency. Miss Grenfell's in London. I was offered this post and accepted.
And you were never interviewed by your prospective employer?
This is the letter.
Soldier Island, Sticklehaven, Devon. I have received your name from Miss Grenfell's agency. I understand she knows you personally. I shall be glad to pay you the salary you ask, and shall you expect to take up your duties on August 8th? Train is 12:10 from Paddington, and you will be met at Oak Ridge Station. I enclose £5 for expenses. Yours truly, Una Nancy Owen. Mr. Marston.
Don't actually know the Owens. I got a wire from a pal of mine, Badger Berkeley. Told me to roll up here. Surprised me this because I thought the old horse had gone to Norway. I haven't got the wire.
Thank you. Dr. Armstrong.
Under the circumstances, I think I may admit that my visit here was professional. Mr. Owen wrote me that he was concerned about his wife's health, nerves to be precise. As he wanted a report without her being alarmed, he suggested that my visit here should be considered that of an ordinary guest.
And you had no previous acquaintance with the family?
No.
Yet you had no hesitation in accepting the summons.
Well, a colleague of mine was mentioned and a very handsome fee was suggested. I was due for a holiday anyway.
Dear Miss Brent, I hope you remember me. We were together at Bellhaven Guest House in August some years ago. We seem to have so much in common. I'm starting a guest house of my own on an island off the coast of Devon. I think there is really an opening for a place where there is good plain English cooking and a nice old-fashioned type of person. None of this nudity and gramophones half the night. I shall be very glad if you could see your way of spending your summer here on Soldier Island. As my guest, of course, I suggest August 8th, 12:40 from Paddington to Oak Ridge. Yours sincerely, U.N. The signature is slightly ambiguous.
I do like the nudity touch.
Well, here's my decoy letter. It's from an old friend of mine, Lady Constance Hollington. She writes in her vague, unusual, incoherent way, urges me to join her here and refers to her host in the vaguest of terms.
Look here, I just thought of something.
Just a second.
But I think it's...
I will deal with one thing at a time, Captain Lombard, if you don't mind. General Mackenzie.
Got a letter from this fellow Owen. Boy, I must have met them sometime at a club. Mentioned some old cronies of mine who were to be here. Hope that excuse informal invitation. I haven't kept the letter, I'm afraid.
And you, Captain Lombard?
Same sort of thing. Invitation mentioning mutual acquaintances. I haven't kept the letter either.
Just a few moments ago, an apparently disembodied voice spoke to us all, making certain accusations against each of us. We will deal with those accusations presently. However, there is a minor point that I'm concerned with. Among the guests received here, they were all there, and the name of William Henry Law was mentioned, but there is no one here by that name as far as we know. The name of Davis was not mentioned. What have you got to say about that, Mr. Davis?
Well, cat's out of the bag, I guess. I suppose I should admit my name's not Davis.
So you are William Henry Law?
That's right.
I'll add something to that. Not only are you here under a false name, Mr. Bloor, but also this evening I've noticed that you are a first-class liar. You claim to come from Natal, South Africa? I know South Africa and Natal very well. I'm willing to swear you've never set foot there in your life.
You gents have me all wrong. I'm an ex-CID man.
Oh, you're a copper.
Well, I had my credentials and I could prove it. I run a detective agency out of Plymouth. I was put onto this job.
By whom?
By Mr. Owen, of course. Sent me a nice money order to cover expenses. He said I should join the house party and pose as a guest. Then he sent me a list with all your names. He said I should keep my eye on all of you.
Any reason given?
Well, he said Mrs. Owens had some valuable jewels or something like that. Mrs. Owens, my foot. I don't believe there's such a person.
Yes, well, your conclusion might be worthwhile to look into. Ulrich Norman Ellen, Una Nancy Owen, each time you and Owen, or by a slight stretch of fancy, unknown.
But it's fantastic. Man,
Yes, I am of the opinion that we have been invited here by a madman, probably a very dangerous homicidal lunatic.
Oh my God!
Yes, and whoever it was took the trouble to find out a great deal about us. Yes, a very great deal. And in their knowledge concerning us, it made certain definite accusations.
Well,
I must say this. This unknown friend of ours has accused me of the murder of one Edward Seaton. Well, I remember Edward Seaton quite well. You see, he came up before me for trial back in June of 1930. He was charged with the murder of an elderly woman. Oh, he was ably defended, and he made a good impression on the jury in the witness box. But nevertheless, he was guilty on the evidence. I summed up accordingly, and the jury returned in a verdict of guilty. In passing sentence of death, I fully concurred with that verdict. Oh, an appeal was lodged on the grounds of misdirection, but it was duly dismissed. I passed sentence on a rightfully convicted murderer, and my conscience is clear.
Did you know Seaton at all? I mean, personally.
Oh, I had no knowledge of Seaton prior to the trial.
He's lying. I'll swear to it, the old boy's lying.
Fellow's a madman, absolute madman. Got the bee in his bonnet. Got hold of the wrong end of the stick altogether. Best really to leave this sort of thing unanswered. However, feel I must say, no truth whatever in what he said about young Arthur Richmond. Richmond was one of my officers. Sent him on a reconnaissance in 1917. He was killed. I'd also like to say he resent very much slur on my wife. Been dead a long time. Best woman in the world. Absolutely. Caesar's wife.
I've just been thinking. John and Lucy Combs. Must have been those couple of kids I ran over near Cambridge. Beastly bad luck.
For them, or for you?
Well, I was thinking, for me. But of course you're right, so it was damned bad luck for them too. Of course it was pure accident. They rushed out of some cottage or other. Cost me my license for a year, beastly nuisance.
This speeding is all wrong. All wrong. Young men like you are a danger to the community.
Well, I couldn't help it. Just an accident.
Might I say a word, sir?
Yes, go ahead, Rogers.
There was mention of me and Mrs. Rogers and Miss Jennifer Brady. It's not a word of truth in it. We were with Miss Brady when she died. She was always very sick. Always, from the day we came to her. On the night she died, there was a storm, and the telephone was up. We couldn't get the doctor to her. I went for him on foot, but he arrived too late. We did everything we could for her. We were devoted to her. Anybody would say the same. There was never a word said against us. Never a word.
But I bet you came into something a little wise after her death, though, didn't you?
Miss Brady left us a legacy in recognition of our faithful service. And I would like to know why not.
What about you, Mr. Blow?
What about me?
Your name was on the list.
Oh yes, you mean London. Yeah, that was the London and commercial robbery.
Yes, I remember the name, although it didn't come up before me. He was convicted on your evidence. You were the police officer in charge of the case.
I was, my lord.
Yes. Then they got penal servitude for life, and about a year later in Dartmoor. Delicate man.
It was a crook. It was him who took the night watchman out. The case was clear from the start.
You were complimented on your handling of the case.
Well, I got my promotion out of it. I was only doing my duty.
That's a convenient word. Duty. What about you, Doctor?
Well, I'm at a loss to understand the matter. The name meant nothing to me. What was it? Police? Close? I don't remember having a patient of that name or its being connected with a death in any way. It's a complete mystery to me. Of course, it was a long time ago. It might be possible it was one of my operation cases in hospital. They come in so late, so many of these people, and when the patient dies, it's always the surgeon's fault.
And then it's better to take up nerve cases and give up surgery. Of course, some do give up drink.
I protest! You have no right to make such an accusation. I never touch alcohol.
My dear fellow, I never said that you did. Of course, Mr. Owen is the only one with all the facts.
Miss Claythorne.
I was nursery governess to Peter Hamilton. We were in Cornwall for the summer. He was forbidden to swim out park. One day when my attention was distracted, he started off. As soon as I saw what happened, I swam after him. I couldn't get there in time.
Was there an inquest?
Yes, I was exonerated by the coroner. His mother didn't blame me either.
Thank you. Miss Brent,
I have nothing to say.
nothing to say.
Nothing.
You reserve your defenses.
There's no question of defense. I only act according to the instincts of my conscience.
Well, what a law-abiding lot we all appear to be, myself excepted, of course.
We are waiting for your story, Captain Marvel.
Well, I haven't got a story.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry to disappoint you all. It's just that I plead guilty. It's all perfectly true. I left those natives alone in the bush. Matter of self-preservation.
You abandoned your men?
Not the act of a perfect gentleman, I'll admit. But self-preservation is a man's first duty. Natives really don't mind dying, you know. They don't really feel about the way that Europeans do.
Well, our inquiry rests there. Now, Rogers, who else besides ourselves, you and your wife, are in
Nobody, sir. Nobody told.
Are you quite sure?
Quite sure, sir.
Thank you. Dr. Rogers, I'm not quite yet clear as to the purpose our unknown host has in assembling us here. But I am sure of one thing, that he is not sane in the true sense of the word. I feel that he is extremely dangerous. I think we should leave this place as soon as possible. I suggest we leave here tonight.
I beg your pardon, sir. There's no boat on the island.
No boats at all?
No, sir.
Well, why don't you go to the mainland?
There's no telephone. Fred Narracott comes early every morning and he brings the milk and the bread and the post and the papers and he takes the orders.
A bit unsporting, what? Ought to phone out the mystery before we go. Oh, things like a detective story. Positively thrilling.
Well, at my time in life, I do not desire any thrills.
Your legal mind has lost its sense for adventure. The legal life's narrowing. I'm all for crime. Here's to it. To crime.
How disgusting. He drinks like an animal.
He's not moving.
He's just plain drunk.
He's not plain drunk. He's just plain dead.
What did he say, dead? You mean the man just choked and died?
You may call it choking if you like. He died of asphyxiation right enough.
Never knew a man could die like that, just on a choking fit.
A man doesn't just die from a mere choking fit, General Mackenzie. Marston's death cannot be considered a natural death.
Was there something in the whiskey?
Yes, by the smell of it. Cyanide. Probably potassium cyanide. Works pretty well instantaneously.
Well, then he must have put the stuff in the glass himself.
Suicide, eh? That's a rum go.
You'd never think he'd commit suicide. He was so alive. He was enjoying himself.
Oh dear. Look. One of the little soldiers off of the mantelpiece. Well, it's broken.
top. No sign of that boat yet.
It's very early still.
Yes, I know, but that fellow who brings the milk and the bread and all that, he should have been here by now. Still no sign of breakfast. Where's that fellow Rogers?
Don't let's bother about breakfast.
How's the weather looking?
Well, the wind's freshened up a bit. It's rather a mackerel sky. Should wonder the old boy by the train station the other day told us we'd be in for a bit of dirty weather. Should wonder they wasn't right.
I wish that boat would come. It's absurd that they don't keep a boat on this island.
No proper harbor. If the wind was to blow up from the southeast, a boat could get dashed to pieces against the rocks.
And a boat would always be able to make it to the mainland.
No, Miss Brent, that's just what it wouldn't.
You mean we should be cut off from the land?
Yes, that's right. Condensed milk, rye beaker, tin stuff till the gale blows itself out. But you needn't worry. The sea's only a bit choppy.
I think that pleasures of living on an island are rather overrated.
I wonder if that boat is coming. It's just absurd. It's absurd.
Well, there was no sign of the boat putting out when we were up there just now, Doctor.
What could that man Narracott be doing?
They're all like that in Devon. Never hurry themselves.
And where's Rogers? He ought to be about.
Master Rogers, I think, had a pretty bad shock last night. It's kind of nasty.
Oh, I know. It's absurd, that whole thing.
Yep, he got the wind up all right. But I'll lay even odds that Rogers and the wife did that old lady in.
You really think so?
Never saw a man more scared in my life. Guilty as hell, I should say.
Fantastic, the whole thing. It's just fantastic.
You say, what if he's opted?
Rogers? But there's no way that he could. There's no boat on the island. You just said so yourself.
You've only Rogers' word for that. What if there was one and he slipped off in it first thing?
Oh, no. You will not be allowed to leave the island.
Sleep well, General?
I dreamed. I dreamed.
I don't wonder at that.
I dreamed of Leslie. She's my wife, you know.
I wish that Narracott would come.
Who is Narracott?
He's the bloke who brought us over yesterday afternoon.
Was it only yesterday?
Oh, yes, I feel that way too. Fatty gramophone records, suicides, eh? It's enough to drive a man crazy. I shan't be sorry to see the back of Soldier Island, I give you my word.
So, you don't understand. How strange.
What's that, General?
Oh, I don't like the look of him.
I think that young Marston's suicide last night gave him a pretty bad shock. He looks years older.
Where's that poor young devil now?
I put him up at the study myself.
Dr. Armstrong, I suppose it was suicide?
Well, what else could it be?
I don't know, but suicide?
I had a pretty funny feeling in the night last night. What if this Mr. Unknown Owen is still on the island? Rogers mayn't know, or maybe he was told to say so. Pretty nasty thought, no?
But would it have been possible for anyone to tamper with Marston's drink without our having seen it?
It was standing right up there. Anyone could have come along with a dole of cyanide in it if they wanted to.
There you are, sir. I've been looking all over for you. Could you come up and have a look at my wife, sir?
Yes, certainly. Is she feeling under the weather still?
She's...
You won't leave the island without me?
I wish the boat would come. I hate this place.
Well, the sooner we get in touch with the police, the better.
The police?
Yes, the police must be notified in case of suicide is later on.
Yes, of course.
What's going on here? Still no sign of any breakfast.
Are you hungry, General? Feeling like breakfast?
Leslie, my dear.
No, I'm not. I'm Vera Claythorne.
Of course. Forgive me, Leslie. I took you for my wife.
Oh,
I was waiting for her, you see.
but I thought your wife was dead long ago.
Aye, so did I. But I was wrong. She's here, on this island. Good morning.
Captain Lombard.
Good morning. I seem to have overslept myself. Is the boat here?
No.
It's a bit late, isn't it?
Yes.
Good morning. You and I could have had a swim before breakfast. Just too bad all this.
Too bad you overslept yourself.
You must have good nerves to sleep like that.
Nothing makes me lose my sleep.
Didn't think of dream of any African natives, did you?
No. Did you dream of convicts on Dartmoor?
Now look here, Captain Lombard, I don't think that's very funny.
Well, you started it, you know. So, I'm hungry. What about breakfast?
Now, it seems the whole domestic staff's gone on strike.
Well, we could always forage for ourselves.
Hello, that's strange.
What is?
You remember we found one of these little fellows smashed last night?
Yes, that ought to leave 9.
That ought to leave 9. I'm certain there were 10 of them here when we arrived.
Well,
There are only 8.
so there are.
I think it's queer, don't you?
Probably only were 9 to begin with. We only assumed that there were 10 because of the nursery rhyme. Hello, Armstrong. What's the matter?
Mrs. Rogers is dead.
No, how?
She died in her sleep. Rogers assumed that she was still under the influence of the sleeping draught that I gave her and came down without disturbing her. He lit the kitchen fire and then did this room. Then as she didn't appear, he went up and came hunting for me. She's been dead about 5 hours, I should say.
What was it? A rod?
It may have been, it's impossible to say.
Well, she did have a pretty nasty shock last night.
Yes,
She might have been poisoned, I suppose, Doctor.
it's perfectly possible.
With the same stuff as young Marston.
No, not cyanide. It would have to have been a narcotic or a hypnotic. One of the barbiturates, chloral, something like that.
You gave her some sleeping powders last night, didn't you?
Yes, I gave her a mild dose of luminol.
Didn't give her too much, did you?
Certainly not. What do you mean?
I don't right, no offense. I was just thinking that perhaps if she had a weak heart.
The amount that I gave her could not have hurt anyone.
Then what exactly did happen?
Oh, it's impossible to say without an autopsy.
If, for instance, this death had occurred to one of your private patients, what would have been your procedure?
Well, without a better understanding of the woman's state of health, I certainly would not be in a position to issue a death certificate.
She was a very nervous-looking creature. She had a bad fright last night. Perhaps it was heart failure.
Well, her heart certainly failed to beat. But what caused it to fail?
Conscience.
What exactly do you mean by that, Miss French?
Oh, she was accused together with her husband of having deliberately murdered her former employer, an old lady.
And you believe that's true, Miss French?
Well, certainly. Well, you all saw her last night. She broke down completely and fainted. Oh, the shock of having her wickedness brought home to her was too much for her, and she literally died of fear.
Well, that's a possible theory, but I certainly could not adopt it without a more precise knowledge of her state of health. For example, if she had a latent cardiac weakness or a
Or
myocardial...
if you prefer, an act of God.
Oh, no, Miss French.
You regard it as impossible that a sinner should be struck down by the wrath of God. Well, I do not.
My dear lady, in all my experience of ill-doing, Providence leaves to chastise with convictions to us mortals. The process is often fraught with difficulties. There are no easy procedures.
Well, let's be practical. What did the old woman have to eat or drink after she went to bed last night?
Nothing.
Nothing? Not a cup of tea or a glass of water? Nothing? I bet you she had a cup of tea. That's what usually does.
Rogers assures me she had nothing whatsoever.
He might say so.
So that's your idea?
But why not? You heard the accusations last night. What if they're true? Miss Brent seems to think so for one. Rogers and his missus did the old lady in. Now they're feeling quite safe and happy about it.
Happy?
Well, they realized there were no present danger. And then last night, some lunatic goes